a live video of myself, and it's already gone in a rough start because my life is fucking hectic. But yeah, we're supposed to be at Hurley. We're gonna go do some private shopping at the Hurley headquarters. Supposed to be there at 10. It's like 10:10, but I'm sure they'll be fine. Hey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're still gonna be another 10 minutes because of traffic at the end of the 55. This fucking happened right now. Got this designated time to force myself to pick up some new goods. This is like good for skating.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, they made
for sure.
I should get a pair of these too.
This is my blue one.
Nice and comfy.
Super light.
If you want to see a sick pair of shoes, let's check this out. This shit's so fucking tight. Hell no. New Nike ones are coming out with the lunar on. They're like super light. Mike goes, he looked at that, he's like, hey, you guys should wear that. The mannequin is wearing that. And it don't mean you're not gonna look like that. Picked up probably like $500 worth of stuff, but I got it for like $250. Yeah. I mean, with our kind of business, or I mean, I guess any kind of business, I personally think the best business ideas and the best relationships are the ones that are just kind of created outside of the office, outside of your professional space, because things are naturally said that way. You feel things naturally, that it's not like forced upon. So, I mean, I don't get uncomfortable, and especially guys like that, people that have been doing business with me for a long time, it doesn't bug me, and I actually like talking business like on my free time. You know, I feel like you make your best decisions when you're at your most relaxed, so you're not really thinking about it too hard, and your instincts and your decisions come naturally. So yeah, no pressure. That's what we do. Talk business all the time. Me and Omar and Mike. We talk business all the time, no matter what we're doing. Even with my other friends, I'm just hanging out. I'm skating or doing whatever. It's fun. I mean, I love to shop, you know. Even before I became a CEO of a big company, like my whole life, middle school, high school, I just like to shop. I like getting new shoes. I like buying new clothes, new tees, and I think that's a big part of me. Like I'm always aware of what I'm wearing, or I mean, not to sound like cocky and stuff or arrogant, but it's just kind of like a sense of fashion, I guess. I'm pretty much a crazy shopper, but yeah, lately I haven't had a lot of time, so it feels good to be in my element. Obviously, I grew up skateboarding, so a lot of the heavy influences come from like skate companies, you know, like America, back in the day, like Birdhouse, Alphanumeric, 4-Star. Those kind of companies are just the companies I grew up on. And then as I got a little bit older, you know, you kind of realize like those companies were the ones that made stuff cool. I mean, we didn't know it back then. We just knew that we were gonna rock those kind of clothes because we affiliated ourselves with skateboarding, with surfing, with that type of lifestyle. And us being in that little bubble, I guess from the outside perspective, people really dig that kind of stuff, you know, because they like that kind of lifestyle. They like the way we looked, and so they always wanted to dress that way. So I mean, now obviously I'm in a more professional level in my career, so I got to dress a little differently sometimes. Not to say I have to, but I want to. If you see the way I dress and my style, it's still pretty much very similar. I'm very much with the plain tees, plain long sleeves, all black. I don't wear shit with holes in it, dude. That's not my thing. I'm like, that's fashion, you know? Like, that's cool, but that's just not my thing. In that culture in Long Beach growing up, that is what it is. We were skateboarders. We were surfers. We did all that stuff growing up. You know, that culture is embedded in the city. All the styles are very similar. People had different styles within the culture too. So everyone asks me this a lot, and I get the comments on Instagram, but I had never had a chance to thoroughly explain. So hands down, best car overall out of all three is the Audi R8. There's a reason why that the Audi is priced at what it is at. I mean, the GTR is a lot faster, got a lot better handling, but the R8 is just an overall better quality car, you know? From the stitching to the doors to the steering wheel to the sound system to just how it's built, you know? Like when you shut the door, you can tell like what a Japanese car sounds like when you shut the door. Then again, my R8's tuned. It's got a full tuned suspension done to it, engine work. So I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just biased, but nah, overall Audi R8's it's a lot better, you know. And that's one thing I want to say too, because you know, people are always like, oh, I want to choose the GTR over the R8. There's a point, I mean, there comes a point to where you're not a kid anymore, you know, and going fast isn't the fucking goal, you know. There's a lot more to it, and it sounds very, I don't know, I don't want to sound like an old piece of shit when I'm saying this, but people are saying that. My opinion, if you're gonna tell me that, then you better own an R8 and GTR too, because how the fuck are you gonna tell me what's better if you don't have it yourself and experience it yourself? So yeah, R8 way better than a fucking GTR. I remember I had my 2001 Civic. My dad, he was just like, whatever, dude, let him do his thing, which is cool, you know. I didn't understand it then, because when I think about it now, I know a lot of dads would be like, nah, get rid of that shit, it's not good for you, blah, blah, blah. But he just let me take care of it, because I think he was teaching me a lesson at the same time, because he saw how I was taking care of that car like it was a lesson, you know. So anything else in the future, I would take care of it, you know. And I remember one time I got a lip for the like a front bumper kit. If you guys don't know what a lip is, for the Honda Civic, I was having a hard time putting it on, and my dad actually came over and literally helped me out, drilled holes into the front bumper and put it on for me. And I'm thinking about it now, like I said, other dads would be like, dude, you don't need to put that shit on there, what a waste of money, you know. But I think he's seen the bigger picture, you know, pulling the ignorance out of what the typical person might say, and see it from a long-term point of view, to where like, oh man, this kid's gonna take care of his car, he's gonna, you know, he cares about that thing, so yeah, he knows how to make it last. Yesterday I got tattooed by my artist Ricardo Avia from Inkslingers. Here, check it out. He actually been working on my whole arm. Well, not my fingers, but he did the rose, the skull, the clock, the girl, the eyeball right here, and the samurai right here, and another rose. And then last night's session, he did a geisha with the sword. And he was, yeah, it was like a 6-hour session. So it's crazy. He freaking went up almost in my fucking armpit, dude. It was like hurting and tickling at the same time. My first tattoo was my "Stay True" on my shins. Right here, "Stay True." It kind of got cut up when I got rock jump. Oh, when I went rock jumping. It's a funny story. I got like 8 stitches on my shin. But yeah, I got my first tattoos right there. It was like at somebody's house. A lot of my friends growing up were in like the tattoo scene or like the hardcore scene, so I got a lot of traditional like straight edge tattoos. So I was straight edge a long time ago. But yeah, if you don't know what it is, look it up. Back from Hurley, back at my crib now, and then I'm about to knock out some work real quick, answer emails, and just see what's going on with work. I used to function everything out of my little room in Long Beach, and then once that room got crowded and just not enough space, all the inventory, you know, taking up a bunch of space, I had no choice but to sign a lease in a building. And this was probably like the scariest part, because I never had anything under solely my name, because I had the t-shirt store, but I had partners in it. It was me and my buddy Bruce Soft. He still runs that right now. He's killing it. But yeah, so when I signed on that new lease, I think it wasn't even 2,000 square feet. It was like 1,000 or if that to 3,000 square foot warehouse just across the way. And then that got crowded again, but we didn't want to break the lease at the time, so we had to go fish out another 5,000 square foot warehouse and still pay for the 3,000 square foot warehouse. Remember that we used to keep storage and all that stuff in there, so we would just truck back and forth a lot of inventory or whatever, you know, we needed. Obviously, I haven't leaked out or put out any YouTube videos on my own or anything like that. I haven't even really posting on Instagram or Snapchat a lot like I used to. And the reason for that is because I've been knocking out a bunch of designs, getting ready for the fall 2016 and winter 16. Yeah, I've been designing all the girl stuff, been designing a lot of the compression stuff, and then designing a lot of the girls' hoodies, the outerwear, and then all the guys' long sleeve tees, tanks, accessories, hats, all that stuff, as far as making adjustments, and especially for the guy stuff, like the fit and the cut and all that stuff. I'm a pretty standard, like size large, so it works out the best, like if I feel it and test it on my own. This one is a pocket that we had to adjust, make some adjustments, so I just got to do some approvals. It's a sleeve pocket. Yeah, so we're just shrinking the guys one down to the women's one. So we have, this is for what we call the assassin hoodie that I've been working on. I would put out what I like to see, you know, so everything stays in unison, everything has that live fit feel to it, you know, and then even when our other designers are designing, you know, I kind of guide them into what I would like to see. So it's nothing on their part where I don't like their designs or whatever, it's just not fitting the live fit part. So that's how it keeps all the all the designs like nice and tight. It has all the same feel to it. But yeah, I mean, for me, if I need to edit or do changes on the design, it's just better, you know, instead of relaying it through a person and some of the stuff may not filter through to that person. It's hard to get this and transfer it down to an actual piece. So, I mean, obviously that puts a lot of pressure on myself still and as we grow, but I mean, I have fun doing it, so why not? With the brand expanding and more audience, you have a lot more audiences, a lot more personalities, a lot more different beliefs that you're trying to portray your brand to. So as we evolve, I like to stick with our core values, you know, with the skate, surf, fitness, and whatever I know personally. All these trends start arising. We honestly, you can ask anybody, we don't follow any trends. We're just gonna create the next thing, and whoever follows will follow. And that's gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings, like audiences that found out about us maybe 2 years down the line. I'm never gonna change the way I am. The brand's never gonna change the way it is for these new audiences or whatever. We're gonna do what we do, and our mission is gonna stay the same. We've seen it in the industry too. We started, like for instance, the 3-panel cutoff tank. That honestly, we have a video of myself and My Healthy Dish. This was probably like 3-4 years ago. Me cutting a shirt into a tank top just because like I like that style. We're here at the Live Fit Apparel Warehouse. I'm here with Mai Nguyen, creator, founder, owner of My Healthy Dish, and today we're gonna teach you how to properly cut the sleeves off a t-shirt. We decided later down the road, like, hey, that would be a cool shirt to make if we just, you know, sewn the size and made a replica of a t-shirt that looked like it was cut, you know? So we did that, and then now you can scroll through Instagram, social media, you'll see tank tops like that from other brands everywhere. And you know, and for me, it's not, I mean, I'm not hating, it's cool, you know, it's cool to see the industry adapting to what we have done. So as we evolve, we're just doing our own thing. We're just making sure we're evolving, not necessarily evolving for the public. We're making sure we're evolving as a team, making sure our guys stay motivated, making sure everyone's still inspired, and sparking up new and creative ideas. What I look for when building a team, it's obviously the quality of the work, but the quality of the person themselves. Like Stacy, she started with me as a personal assistant. It's fucking nuts. And then I saw the quality in her work, and I was like, that's not bad at all. You know, she knows what she's doing. She knows how to cut. She knows like the music and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, why don't you just, you know, come work for me? But I didn't ask her to do video at first. I just needed help doing random errands and stuff like that. And that's a huge important part when building a team. It's like, you got to realize who's really there for you. If a videographer comes to you and then you ask them to do something else, I mean, obviously that's not their job, but it really says a lot if they choose to just break their ass and do what the owner says versus just doing the work and then leaving and go home. So with Stacy, dude, she was crazy, dude. We fucking long hours, just doing whatever, going up to LA, picking up shirts, coming back, picking up hats. Our team of, even if it's media or whatever, they know how to do everything. When Miguel first started, he was heat pressing clothes, he was packing clothes, he was, his desk was a fucking ping pong table. It was fucking crazy because we used what we could use, you know, to try to do the best that we can. And that, in the long run, shows a lot of talent, because what people saw on the outside, they couldn't even tell that shit was shot in a ping pong table or not. So, you know, 2 years later, you know, you shoot them anything, shoot Stacy anything, they can fucking get shit done, no matter the environment, no matter what they have, no matter the resources they have, the camera quality, the light, they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna adapt to the environment and make things look professional. And, you know, and that's a huge characteristic that a lot of people out there don't have nowadays. We don't spend any money on marketing. I mean, now we do, in a sense, just, you know, we can write it off or whatever. But back then, even when we hit our first $1 million, I probably put $1,000 into marketing, if that, you know, because the resources that we have, we just knew how to put it together and get it out there organically. You know, you got social media, you got Instagram, you got YouTube, you have Twitter, Tumblr. We were big on Tumblr at one point. You know, being creative and making things look professional. And I get a lot of people asking me, oh, what kind of cameras do you use, or what kind of programs do you use to edit? You know, when we first started too, like I said, when we first revenued when we were technically a $1 million company, like years ago, we didn't have the best quality. We shot with a Rebel T3i. I had a Nikon D3200. Well, we'd use Final Cut, but you know, it's just how we put it together. Because you can have the best camera, you can have the most expensive program or whatever in the world, but if you're not an artist at heart and you don't see things how an artist sees it, it has to do with music, it has to do with the angles, it has to do with photography, it has to do with the lighting, it has to do with the model, it has to do with the clothes, it has to do with a lot of things. And it takes a really talented person to step outside the box and tie all those things together before shooting the actual thing, and to capture the emotions or what you want the audience to feel. So yeah, I mean, even today, you know, like we have pretty good cameras and stuff like that, but
at the end of the day, it really comes down to the people behind the lens, people behind the programs, behind the computers that are really going to make the project a banger. So